Have you ever felt like your emotions were just running the show? One minute you're fine, the next you're angry or anxious, and you're not even sure why. Well, today we're diving into a skill that puts you back in the director's chair: emotion regulation. Honestly, it's the key to navigating everything from a tough day at work to our most important relationships. So let's just start with this question. Take a second and really think about it. The answer, whatever it is for you, quietly shapes your entire daily life. It influences how you handle stress, how you connect with other people, and even how you see yourself. This whole explainer is about grabbing that steering wheel and learning how to navigate your own inner world with real intention. All right, so to get any kind of control, we first have to understand what we're even dealing with. So, what is an emotion, really? It feels like this big, mysterious thing, right? Well, we're going to move past that mystery and look at the actual mechanics of it, breaking it down into a process we can actually work with. Okay, so here's the scientific take. At its core, an emotion isn't just some random feeling that pops up. It's a functional, adaptive response. Think of it like your mind and body's built-in rapid response system. It's designed to help you deal with whatever is happening in your environment, and fast. So let's break down an actual emotional moment. Let's say you have a big exam coming up. It all starts with that one thought, the cognitive appraisal. Oh no, I might fail this. That single thought then triggers the subjective experience, that internal sinking feeling of worry. Then your body gets the message. That's the physiological arousal. Your heart starts racing, maybe your palms get sweaty, and on the outside, other people might see a behavioral expression like a furrowed brow. The key here is that these four things aren't separate. They fire together, almost instantly, to create that one complete experience we call anxiety. So, if emotions are a process, a series of steps, that means we can interact with that process. And this leads us to the biggest idea of this entire explainer. The ability to consciously influence your emotions is a skill. It's not something you're born with or without. It's something you can learn, practice, and get really good at. And here's the formal definition from the pioneering psychologist in this field, James Gross. I love this definition because it's so empowering. It's not just about stopping an emotion. It's about influencing which emotions you have, when you have them, and how you experience or show them. It gives you so many different ways to engage. Now, this is a super important point. The goal here is not to become a robot or to just bottle everything up inside. That doesn't work. True emotional mastery is about acknowledging the feeling, seeing it for what it is, and then choosing a wise, constructive response, instead of just letting that raw emotion dictate your actions. So you might be asking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I actually do it? Well, lucky for us, James Gross gave us a practical playbook. This model shows us the 5 key moments in an emotional timeline, and each one is an opportunity where we can step in and make a change. Let's walk through this with an example. Imagine you're invited to a party where you know there'll be someone who really stresses you out. Step 1, situation selection. You could just choose not to go. Step 2, situation modification. You could decide to go, but bring a good friend with you to act as a buffer. Step 3, attentional deployment. Once you're there, you can choose to focus all your attention on your friend and avoid looking at the stressful person. Step 4, cognitive change. If that person says something annoying, you can reinterpret it in your head thinking, wow, they must be having a really bad day. And finally, step 5, response modulation. If you still feel angry, instead of snapping back, you take a few deep breaths to calm your body down. See? Every single step is an intervention point. Now this gets to the real heart of the strategy. Think about it. Would you rather put out a tiny spark or a raging inferno? It's a no-brainer, right? Well, those first 4 steps we talked about are what we call antecedent-focused. They're proactive. You're dealing with the spark before the emotion fully catches fire. That last step, response modulation, is response-focused. It's reactive. You're trying to control the blaze after it's already started. Getting ahead of the emotion is almost always easier and way more effective. Okay, so armed with this 5-step playbook, let's look at the specific tools we can actually use. You can think of these strategies as different instruments in a toolbox. You wouldn't use a hammer to fix a leaky pipe, right? It's all about choosing the right tool for the job. Here are some of the most common tools people tend to reach for, and as I list them, you'll probably recognize a few of your own go-to moves. But here is the critical point. Just because a tool is common doesn't mean it's effective. In fact, some of these can do way more harm than good in the long run. And this is where we need to get smart about our choices. We have to separate the helpful or adaptive tools from the harmful, maladaptive ones.
Adaptive strategies like reframing a situation or just accepting an emotion without judgment, those build resilience over time. But the maladaptive tools, they're a trap. Take suppression, just bottling it up. It might feel strong in the moment, but it's like shaking a soda can. Eventually, it's going to explode as stress or anxiety. And avoidance, it feels safe, but it just prevents you from ever learning that you can actually handle tough situations. Choosing the right tool isn't about feeling better right now. It's about building a healthier you for the future.
So why are we talking about all this? Why does it matter so much? Because honestly, mastering this skill is not just some nice-to-have personality quirk. It is a total game changer for building a successful and fulfilling life. You could even say it's like unlocking a personal superpower. For starters, when you're not constantly being hijacked by your emotions, your mind is finally free. This gives you so much more mental clarity, it lets you focus deeply on what matters, and it dramatically reduces the physical wear and tear that comes from chronic stress. Second, it completely transforms your relationships. I mean, think about it. When you can understand and manage your own emotions, you are suddenly so much better equipped to understand and connect with the feelings of others. Self-regulation is the absolute foundation of empathy.
And finally, in any work or professional setting, this skill is the hallmark of a great leader. Emotional stability builds trust, it inspires confidence in your team, and, most importantly, it leads to clear, rational, and effective decision-making, especially when the pressure is on.
So if you take away just one thing, let it be this. Your emotions are not your enemy. They are messengers, and they are carrying valuable data about you and your world. The real question is, what do you do with that data? Because your ability to regulate that information doesn't just shape your day, it ultimately shapes the person you become.